So I found a thread over on X that has gone over the most underutilized talent currently on the main roster. And some of these are understandably true, or you guys are still trying to feel like you can just bargain over their potential. And whenever people just say, just push Carmelo Hayes, what has Carmelo Hayes done to initiate a reaction that consistently? Hell, Karrion Cross initiates more pop than Carmelo Hayes, Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne, that used to be Butch, and Dragon Lee. And you could foresee that Dragon Lee seems to be the more upside, knowing he's part of the LWO. He affiliates himself with Rey Mysterio a little bit more consistently, so he'll get match time on TV. He rarely gets his own segments to himself. Isn't the most popular luchador, because it's not really much of an eye-catching appearance like Penta or Dragon Lee or El Phantasmo. And Pete Dunne is, I think, around the same atmosphere as Tyler Bate. Whenever wrestlers feel like they can get over in the same atmosphere from what they did in a like a 500 or 7 or 2,000 size arena or area over on NXT, and they think they can do the same shit, it's time for a reinvention. If you want to make Pete Dunne a continuous angry midget technician submission machine, you can. But that's just going to come in the circumstance that he's not going to be as over as people think. Carmelo Hayes, I do agree that he's still finding himself, though. I feel like his segments are not really pushing his boundaries. Other than saying I'm him, he can pull off outstanding matches. Don't get me wrong. Most of these guys on this list is outstanding wrestlers, but that's not always going to contribute to getting over in wrestling. I think most people can adhere that. You can pull off 15-minute banger, have the best high spot over the near fall, but if R-Truth can get over just by barely doing a comedic segment, showing up on screen and doing the bare minimum of 15 moves in 5 minutes, and he gets more of a reaction getting his ass protested than some of the top wrestlers. And you know damn well R-Truth doesn't have much of a pedigree than The Miz or Randy Orton, and yet he's possibly the most valued part of the roster. Honestly, what part of Pete Dunne or Tyler Bate can do that? Because Tyler Bate, I remember him from NXT UK and NXT. He's does his little arm shit. Like, the best you could do with Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne is a tag division. They are good enough technicians. They can push to get over. They can, like, push that they're common guys from the United Kingdom that took a training regimen in the wrestling business. Carmelo Hayes needs to push over a reinvention of his gimmick, because if he's just going to be what Leo Rush was on the roster, and he'll probably do a managerial stint like how Leo Rush did, it's not going to go fair. It's not going to be fair. Because Carmelo Hayes already comes over being overshadowed ever since even his stint over in NXT. Because remember who was his man on his side before that's probably going to be a bigger star than him when he pulls up on the roster? Trick Williams. You don't see commonly undersized. He looks like an automatic IC champion. He looks like a guy that we can push over on the mid-card and you can be completely comfortable with. He doesn't have a segmented animated character that pushes him outside of the wall right now. He isn't the most flashy to see on TV, and his win-loss record says otherwise. Carmelo Hayes needs to find something around the booking to try to get him out of the opportunity, because most of these guys right now, if they don't try to at least change their look, get more vocal on how they want to be on creatively, or try to at least make the most out of their performances whenever they're having TV time, it's going to be a long career of what should have been in wrestling business. And I hate when you go pushing over in the media and then they push over for being disgruntled, and then you guys don't and then when you guys tell me, "Oh, they're so underutilized." What's this wrestler? What's this thing? Is going to be the first question any person don't that's not in the loop of the IWC, that's not in the loop of what happens in the wrestling business consistently. They're just going to feel like, oh yeah, you can fire these guys. I just want to see more Rusev. They're just going to be asking for the most established talent, bro, because they're the most established. They know who they are. They want to see the most segments and matches actually go with their storylines than the guys that they're just going to find themselves, and then they got to blame them over the creative the time that they're not getting their contract renewed. It's just a matter of that, because right now the only thing that's keeping me invested over in Carmelo Hayes is just his segments that he has with The Miz. That I'm sure he's still with now, because I think they're still a tag team. Let me see. Because all Carmelo Hayes has shown is that he's either too inexperienced, he's uber irrelevant, he just looks like just a random light heavyweight, while like banger after banger after banger, Carmelo Hayes somehow in NXT pushed over to the limelight has already overshadowed him over as developmental. Hell, you can even put Andrade on the list. I already have my opinion on Andrade in my channel before, and I guess that's still coming to fruition. Even though he pulls up trying to be more influential in storylines, nobody's watching. Especially with Charlotte Flair still getting heat. Carmelo Hayes getting barely any type of relevance while feuding with Randy Orton. I forgot that even happened. What was he supposed to do? Just automatically won. You can make a lower mid carder get over while losing. So, however you want to blame over the booking in certain segments, there's a part where you can utilize a worker and let him get the upset once in a while, and he can still get over. I still remember that Matt Hardy and Edge storyline once in a while, and I think only Matt won like three out of like the 6 matches they've had. And most of those were impactful, and it got Matt Hardy to be more captivated around the crowd knowing how he's been wronged, but Edge always gets the upper hand. And most of that was with the bitch that cheated on him with. While Pete Dunne and Tyler Bates has just shown them to be just NXT starlets that can't get over the American crowd, while there's been European talent that has been exceed expectation before. So that's ridiculous. Whenever we push over xenophobia in the strand of pro wrestling, it's either you guys don't even watch the product to begin with. You think that it's just stagnated to one box, even though there's been wrestlers to get over doing this. Even if they don't rely on being on the main event, because that doesn't mean having a bad career. I don't know who told you that. Or Dragon Lee trying to just not get himself segmented into getting over outside of the mold of just being obligated to be in LWO interactions or feuding with any other luchador in multi-man tag matches, and he still can't find himself out of a box. While like Penta and Rey Fenix, just as new acquisitions coming from the new Fed, is treated like 2 top stars that already can be pushed for singles titles. Already. Tell me how you guys feel down below about these underutilized talent. You guys feel like there's any more? I think I saw Austin Theory hit the thread. before this, Austin Theory has had his time, especially with Grayson Waller, but underutilized in singles opportunities. He probably needs to age out. Frazier from Fraction hasn't really been relevant because they were like the most random tag team to bring from NXT. There's way better tag teams on NXT you could have called up. And all of these guys have the potential over their least longevity, especially with Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller, Aleister Black, absolutely not. This is his second stint in WWE, and he's still with the same fucking gimmick. Come on, guys, give it a rest. Give it a rest with Aleister Black. He is not going to be a major star. We've tried this already, and there's not much that they tried outside of the realm of just letting him be dark and brooding and kick people. Dark and brooding and kick people. No promo style, no definitive identity. And most of his segments bomb, because all he does is just kick people. Because AEW tried. And I would say that they at least made him have a regular stint, and now he's just feuding with Damian Priest. And even though he gets a relatively good viewings, because of course, he's a good wrestler. Don't get me wrong. But because Damian Priest is feuding with bigger stars, like R-Truth with his new look is going to get views. No one relatively alone is going to really make Aleister Black feel like an alone segment with him would obviously do 10,000. Would obviously do 150,000. While like him with The Miz, that shit will get at least 500,000. Because people want to know if The Miz will lose or not. Or if he feuds with Randy Orton. Or if he feuds with R-Truth. Like, you get what I'm saying? So, that's the thing. That's the harsh reality of it. Tell me how you guys feel down below about these underutilized WWE talent. If you guys feel like they should be booked to the moon a bit more, should reinvent themselves, push more into creative, or ask to be pushed back over the developmentals or really find themselves so they can actually gravitate an audience outside of a smaller one. That's it for me over in the DSC show. Like, comment, and subscribe for more. Comment and share so we can grow over the channel. We're near 500 folks. Thank you.